Hey everyone, how are you doing? Ryan Stokes here with my daughter Charli Stokes. We are heading to town, right? It's going to be a date day for Charli and I, but we wanted to stick to our call log, right? Our call schedule, and so we're going to hop on here and talk a little bit. We are in the car. We will pull over for those of you who are worried. You're not going to get a lot of eye contact when we pull over, but we want to talk about it matters what you believe. And so for a long time, God laid it on my heart a long time ago that it really matters what I believe when I go through life. Because if I don't know what I believe and I don't stand on my belief, then I can be swayed and moved and affected by everything that the world throws at us. And so Charli and I had a conversation the other day. As you go through junior high, I've taught junior high for a long time. Junior high are tough years. She nods. Yep. Junior high's tough. And I'm going to be honest. High school's tough. The world's tough. Especially if you're trying to live a life that inspires others. If you're trying to live a life that is different than what the world offers. If you're trying to live a life that chases after God. If you're just trying to live a life that is different, right? And so it really matters what you believe. And if your beliefs are not grounded and not set up in a way that, man, what is the word? That are unshakable, right? You're going to be left with just something that is really tough. You're going to be left with a journey that you feel like you've been knocked on your butt a whole lot more than you feel like you're moving in the right direction. So I'm going to pull over right over here so we can do this. I think we're at a good spot. Hope everyone can still hear us. Belief. And so our conversation went in because life gets tough, right? And so our conversation is Charli, who are you? Right? Who are you? And what do we know about not only what God says about you, but what mommy and I think about you, right? We had this conversation. And in this conversation, have you been able to go back and ground yourself in your belief and what you know about who you are? Mm-hmm. Good. What are some things that ground you in who you are? Who are you? I know you're Charli, but who are you when Daddy says who you are, or when God says who you are?
I'm the Father's child, and I'm set apart, and I'm blessed, and I am like no other, and He made me just the way I am.
Yeah. You're the daughter of a king, right? Mm-hmm. You are special. You were designed with a purpose. And all those things we stand on when storms come, right? You know, life throws a lot of storms at us. Girls get mean, boys get mean. Sometimes things just slip, right? And it's easy to be offended or hurt by that stuff, mm-hmm. right? But if we know whose we are and we know who we are, because I said whose and who, it allows us to handle the storm a lot better. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And that knowing who and whose you are is a matter of knowing what we believe. Right. And as long as you stand on that, whatever the world tells you, your belief will not be shook. Right. You can go, oh, nope, that's a lie. We can call out lies. We can call out false truths. We can call out, hey, we know we teach Charli a lot, hurting people hurt people. Mm-hmm. So people that are hurting want to bring people down to their level of pain. So usually what happens is hurting people hurt people. So they will say things that hurt people because they're hurting. And they want other people to feel the way they're feeling. Well, we don't hold that against those people. But if we want to be able to move past that hurt, we have to not only not hold it against them, but we have to go back to our beliefs, back to our foundation. you probably have to do that a lot. Yeah, it becomes something that it's a daily process.
Yeah.
Is it hourly sometimes?
Yeah, because like there's just some people that just are like, I have to forgive them. I have to just make it right, but also I also want to carry this thing on them. Like they're mean. Okay, stay away from them, and I don't hold a grudge, but that's not right. You have to go back, and you've got to love them, and you never know what they're going through.
Right. And so this belief that we have, it matters what you believe. And if you have been programmed to believe a lie, then we got to go back and we got to fix the programming, right? And so if you've lived a life where all you've heard is you're no good, you can't do this, you're a nobody, you are always been a failure, whatever the lie is, right? And it's been spoke over you. After so long, you start believing that. So we got to go back and we've got to fix our autopilot, because autopilot will take you back to your beliefs. Autopilot is directly in relationship to your belief, right? And if our belief is this, and this is the line, we get off course. We're constantly going to be working back and forth. Well, autopilot keeps bringing us back to that belief. Well, if we've set our belief of all the lies, and no matter what, even if you've been told good, autopilot brings you back on course to a lie. So we have to make sure we constantly tell ourselves who we are and who we are. We constantly tell ourselves what our belief is, and we have to change the voice in our head. We have to change the voices that are around us, and sometimes we have to do things outside of norm. And even though it feels like it's not normal, the truth. The lie feels normal because we've heard it so often, but we've got to change it. So we change what we read, we change what we listen to, we change how we speak to ourselves, we change what we believe when people talk to us, right? And it's a constant process to rechange what our autopilot is. Listen, that can't be done it can be done on your own. But I do believe that we can change the autopilot and the belief, what we believe, a lot better with groups of people that believe the same thing and that see the good version of us, right? So we're really big on having people around us that call out the gold in us. Mm-hmm. Mommy is great at that. Mommy is a gold caller. She calls out the gold in people. God constantly just lays on her heart, hey, I need you to share this with that person. I need you to share this with that person. And 99.9% of the time, it's calling out the gold in people and getting them to see who they really are, right? Now, once we can change that autopilot and we can get the belief set, things tend to fall in line. And when we get caught off autopilot or someone says something, we revert back to that by calling out who we are and whose we are. Now, a lot of this that we've talked about has been about life, but this can also be talked about your business, right? It matters what you believe in your business. So as we talked to Charli and we talked about the different things that people had said to her, some of the mean things, we're like, no, listen, this is who you are, right? This is what we feel about you. This is what we know about you. And this is what God says about you. So that's the same thing. We can do the same thing in our business. So in our business, we come in and we get excited, right? Charli's been a part of us launching businesses, and there's definitely an excitement in starting something new. But if you don't have the belief in your business, you have to go and rely on other people's belief, right? You gotta borrow some people's belief until you got that. But the problem with borrowing someone else's belief is when the first storm comes through, that first person that comes through and says, oh, I can't believe in a network marketing business. It's a pyramid scheme. Didn't you know? You're like, oh, did I just join a pyramid scheme? What am I doing? Oh my gosh, what have I done? Right? So you're thrown off. Or you're feel so good about the product. It's changed things in you, but you're new, right? And then you go and share the product with the first person. That person comes back and they're like, it doesn't work, right? So Charli comes back to me. I've shared a bottle with her. I said, hey, try this.
think he lost signal.
I think so. We'll see if we can get him back here. I'm trying to text him and see what's going on. Sorry, guys. Hang on another minute. All right, guys, I just heard from Ryan. He has completely lost service, so he is going to try and move his car, and he's going to try for round 2. Oh, there he is. All right.
So we had a little bit of a loss there. Are we back?
Yes, you're back.
Is it still? It's still recording even.
Yep, you're good.
All right. So we'll still post this. We're gonna finish talking about this. Let me get around this truck. Sarah, would you spotlight me for everybody?
Yes, just 1 second.
Click participants, click me, and then click spotlight for everyone.
You're good to go.
All right. So, okay, we're back. All right, so we're back. So, hey, you're in your business and it matters what you believe, right? And so you borrowed someone else's belief, and there's nothing wrong with that. You borrow that to get you going. But how do you build your own belief so to weather the storm and come out on the other side stronger, faster, bigger, and just more powerful, right? And so we start, number one, borrow other people's beliefs. But number two, you've got to get close to the fire. The closer you get to the fire, the warmer you are. You get heated up, right? You ever sit by a fire and you're like, oh gosh, I got to back up. I've had too much heat, right? It's just too much. So you got to get close to the fire. And what do I mean by that? What is getting close to the fire? Getting close to the fire is getting involved in the groups, right? If we're doing a video, we're doing a training, we're doing a live, catching it live. And if you can't catch the live, right, catching the replay. If we're talking, hey, we're going to do a event. If you're close to that event, show up at the event. If we've got a group that we're working in, post in the group, be a part of it, be a part of what's going on. Get close to that fire. That semi truck is really loud. So we're driving again, right? So number two, you got to get close to the fire and you got to get involved. Number three, you need to spend a little time learning, right? Find out what's going on. Now, you don't have to learn everything first before you build your business, but having a knowledge of the product, having a knowledge of the business, having a knowledge of the people that are involved in this, man, that does a lot for building that foundation. So when someone comes and shoves you and says, nope, I don't want anything to do with your product, right? Nope, what you have doesn't work. Oh my gosh, that's a pyramid scheme, right? they hit you again. And it's just like, man, it's one hit after another. If you've got a good foundation, yeah, there she is moving away. If you've got a good foundation, then what's going to happen is your belief is just being built up. Hey, guys, for those that joined, we've been talking about it matters what you believe. And we've talked about our belief system and how it is our autopilot. And so often our autopilot is a lie. Our belief system is based off of a lie. And then we've got to reset our belief system, right? And so resetting your belief system allows you to weather storms. It allows you to weather the no. It allows you to weather the, hey, you're a part of something that this is silly, right? We all got those people in our lives. But once we reset that belief system, we're like, how do we build our belief system stronger? So we talked about number one, right? Hey, number one, borrow other people's beliefs. Find their story, get in there and share those stories. But we can't live off a borrowed belief, because what it does is it leads to you walking away frustrated. It leads to a storm knocking you off what you have, but it's a good way to get started. So we go with number two. We've got to get in and get close to the fire to build our belief system, right? Getting close to the fire, being a part of the things we're doing. And then number three, we talked about you need to learn. Hey, what's the science behind the product? How's the comp plan work? All that stuff, right? Number four, I would find your buddies. What do you mean by that? Right? I always talk to my basketball guys, right? I said, hey, we're in a foxhole and you're in a war. You've got three people in your foxhole. You got the people that's directly behind you, the guy that's got your back. That person that no matter what you do, what you say, where you're going, they're with you, right? They're at my six. And then you've got the people at your 3 and your 9, 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, your right and your left. Those two other buddies that, hey, they are right there with the guy that's got your back. But that 6 is the guy that's like, they'll go through hell and high water for you. These other two will do the same, but you have a better relationship with that one back here, right? You can count on those no matter what. The relationship's stronger, the two here. So I say find your 3, find your tribe, find those 3 in your foxhole that will run through everything with you. And if you build this business, get those 3 and do life with them daily. Reach out to them, connect to them, see how things are going. Tell them, hey, you can hold me accountable. And then allow them and get a confirmation that you can hold them accountable and build a business with the tribe. Now, we have built a business in World Changers where you don't have to have just 3. You have a giant community around you, and we have all kinds of people that are, oh my gosh, uber talented, right? And they are willing to walk. And so there's the people that always show up. I would say those people need to be your tribe. Kylie and I are always going to show up. Sarah and Dr. Thornton are always going to show up. Patrick Powers is always going to show up. Stephen Keller is always going to show up. Find your tribe. Find that guy that's always going to show up or that girl that's always going to show up and make sure they're part of your group. And then find a couple people in your downline. And if you haven't built yet and you don't have a downline, find a couple people in your upline, your person that enrolled you, and get your tribe together. So when the storm comes, you can call and go, hey, man, I just got told I'm the dumbest person ever that this curcumin product doesn't work. The Symbio 5, there's 9,000 pre and probiotics out there. Yeah, there are. There's a lot. But a lot of them your body doesn't even digest. Find the people that will go, you know what? I got you. No, this is good. We have this, right? And so those are my 4 things to build your belief that I think that you need. And I think there's a lot of others. But since I'm on the road and I'm not at home and I got Charli here, you're going to see the video. You can go back and rewatch it if you didn't catch it all. It's a little bit of Charli's story. But inside your business, I really think it's good. It matters what you believe, and you better build your belief. And you better not rely on others' beliefs your whole time in your business. Your business will not build. Your business will not last. You'll find yourself frustrated because you relied on everybody else. Build your own belief. Get yourself a story. Get close to the fire. Hear other people's stories. That builds your belief, right? But don't rely on them only. Get your own and then find your tribe, right? And then have the info and the knowledge of the product and the comp plan so you can then fight your battle. I want you to have your own armor. I want you to have your own ammo. I'll fight it for you. I'll stand in front of you. I'll build, but eventually you've got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, right? So anything you want to add? You've watched Mommy and I build some massive businesses. Anything you want to add to this that you've seen us do that you've been impressed with, or you think, hey, that was really good? Anything?
Every time that school either they got rejected or knocked down, they always were a wall. You always got to be a wall to be strong, right? Because you got to be a wall, and you got to know who you are, and you got to know who you are in the Lord. So that also goes with, I would think, that also goes with being in a business and also going through life.
Yep, it applies to your life without a doubt, right? We want to be a wall. She uses that because I talked to her about, in Song of Songs, it talks about when my daughter will be ready to be married is when she's a wall, when she can stand on her own, right? And so we want you to be able to stand your own, but until then, we will help you. But don't rely on us only to hold you up. We want you to be able to stand on your own, right? So I hope you all got some of this. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We had like a 2-minute spell where we were, AT&T hated us, right? And so we are back, and I hope you got something out of this. We will share it in World Changers when we get home. But thanks for hopping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. See you guys.
Thank
Eat
you.
a lot of food tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.